Hey, though, it's gloomy and cloudy today in Dallas, Fort Worth. I'll tell you what, it's very foggy and we might have severe weather today. So I'm hoping that we don't. I don't
Great.
want to rain.
So I think we are live now, and we would like to start with your book launch. So let us show the book. And the book name is Swimming Upstream to Realize the Dream. Such a wonderful, powerful name of the book.
That's right. It is.
And the book is none written by none other than Ashton Smith. And Ashton is from Fort Worth, Texas, United States.
That's right.
He has achieved many more achievements, and which I would not like to say, but I would like Aston to tell about the same in his own words. So Aston, over to you. You can explain your achievements, what you have done till now, how you have done, how your disability has stopped you, and how you have conquered them.
Well, my name is Ashton Smith. Like he said, I'm from the Dallas Fort Worth area. Grew up in a small town called Waxahachie, Texas, south of Dallas, 30 miles south of Dallas. And I learned how to swim at the Waxahachie YMCA's when I first learned how to swim. And I've been swimming pretty much since the 90s. I think it's imperative that Black children, especially in our state, we lead the nation in drowning. Even back then, we did, and still today. And I did not want to just be a statistic. I wanted to learn how to swim. I thought it would be an integral part of my life, and using my disability to try to tell people that they can do anything that they choose. I think that having that hope and giving people hope, especially in times like this, we're in the middle of a pandemic, to be able to write a book in the middle of a pandemic. Um, I thought that would be almost impossible just due to the fact that it's hard to meet with people. But I'm grateful, man, to have my book out here, Swimming Upstream, to realize the dream
Sure.
and to overcome those disabilities. My disability, I'm visually impaired. I'm blind in one eye, so overcoming that has been also difficult, but I am, and I was born with one eye. So Special Olympics is not just for people who have mental issues or other issues. It's for all disabilities, is the way it was explained to me when I was in the program.
Yeah, I can see so many medals behind you. So
Yes.
can you tell something about those medals?
Yeah, these right here were won at the Nationals in Seattle. These medals right here with this card, and then these were won in Dubai at the World Games there.
Okay.
So when I was in Dubai, I competed. I got a bronze and a silver, and then I got here all gold at Nationals.
Wow.
I'm grateful. It's hard. It's hard to be in a program like Special Olympics because it also takes a lot of dedication. Because us as athletes, we're not getting paid. There is no money in that. They don't. I cannot, disclaimer, speak for all states across the United States, but Special Olympics Texas does not pay us. None of us actually get paid. None of us actually, get the help that they say that they do. I've been in the program for 28 years, and I've never seen financial assistance, financial help, or anything. When I was in their program, I lived in poverty. Sometimes you don't have a place to live or don't have food to eat. That's inexcusable when you live in a nation like America and you don't have food to eat and clothes to wear. For an organization like a Special Olympics that gets millions of dollars in federal government assistance, there are entire countries that don't get government assistance.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
yes, and so that into itself, as an athlete, that is why I'm writing my book. I'm writing my book with a purpose to provide renewed hope for my life, not only just for other people, but to provide hope for my life financially so that I'm not begging for money on the side of a road. That is not
Perfect.
safe.
Perfect. Yeah. So that is another objective of we having you over here, because throughout the world we do not want people to think that because of money I'm not able to do anything. Money can be generated in so many ways, by connecting with right kind of people, with
Right.
right kind of groups. You can have such kind of abundance with you. I'm going to show another page of your book to the
Okay.
people, so that
Yeah.
they can. Yes. So
Look at
as you
that.
can see on the screen, there are several aspects of your books is written.
That's right.
8 things I learned from competing for a gold medal. Swimming upstream.
That's right.
Understand your uniqueness, prioritize your purpose, strategize your success, transform your trials, research your resources, elaborate your experiences, analyze your aspirations, and minimize your mistakes. I think such a profound things which you have written, and I'm sure it's worth reading book for those who are going to grab these nuggets,
Right.
because in this world there are many people, they write books just by thinking, not by acting. You have
Well,
lived that life, you have passed through all these experiences, and
I've
then you
lived it.
have picked up a pen and a paper and decided to write those experiences. So it counts much more than that. So tell us
Right.
about your special offer of your book. How you're
Well,
offering your book.
well, right now we have a special going on for ebooks and things like that for 72 hours. So that would be from yesterday to Monday. We have a special. That book goes for $2.99. If you have some writing and stuff up there, you can post that up there. Folks can go to the links. I also have a website that I will be hopefully selling the front, a picture of my book on a t-shirt, front and back of the book. Once I get that together, folks can also go to www.goldenashton.us, www.goldenashton.us today, and pick different shirts that they like and have them shipped to them. Some of them are Black Lives Matter shirts. I know that's controversial in a lot of parts of the world, but guess what? I'm a black person, right? So, am I white? No, I'm not any other color. So, the Black Lives Matter shirts are for everybody. And other shirts that are on my website, folks can go down there and check
Actually,
that out. There's a video
as
of me
you have
speaking.
mentioned, I think not only Black Lives Matters, every life matters, but those who are being suffered, those who are
Right,
marginalized, matters the
right.
most. We need to love them. We need to embrace them. We need to hug them
And
and tell them.
marginalization, marginalizing people really happens in these nations like the white folks' nations. I say that, I don't want white people to get mad, but we'll call them European nations on the correct so that white people don't get mad at me.
Yes. So let's
These,
not offend them. Like my platform,
no,
I do not
no, but
mean.
what I'm saying is, as a black person, I've dealt with issues in a program when I was in Special Olympics. I dealt with utter racism from the CEO of that program, and I was called a nigger by this man,
Yeah. Uh,
right?
oh
And
my
that's
God.
unacceptable.
No,
You're a
that's
CEO,
yeah. That's really bring something funny to me. Don't feel offended. In
okay?
Mexico, if I want to go and buy a pen like this,
Right,
it's a color black, yeah.
right.
But in Spanish, the black color has no name called black. It's called negro. People feel
Yeah, I
offended.
don't. I mean, Spanish people, they might have to come up with another word because as black people, we don't want to be called any semblance of that at
Correct.
all.
Correct. So
None of
these
us.
kind of changes, Aston, is a kind of debatable changes. and a humanity as a human in
Yeah, but
core.
we know what and Mexicans, that's fine because that's in Mexico. But don't I'm gonna warn people from Mexico, don't come into this country or other countries calling black people Negroes or anything else, because that there ain't gonna fly with black folks.
I know.
So
I know that. I know that. So
so
let's bring our conversation back to the table.
yes, let's do it.
Yeah. So as a person with disability,
Yeah.
and to make a friends those who are not disabled, how
Right.
difficult it was for you?
Being disabled, it's tough because this is the thing. When you're disabled, a woman, and black, all of those things are tough. You deal with three strikes against you, and it's your job to figure out how to overcome them. You don't have people teaching you how to overcome a disability. Um, you just have to demand and fight for yourself and stand up for yourself, even if it costs you sometimes maybe your job or your career. Look at Colin Kaepernick. He stood up for himself, and we still are dealing with racial disparities in this country and things like that. He
Correct.
stood up, right?
Correct.
And so that's me. I was going to, stand up for myself. I
Yes.
stood up for myself with how I was treated as a black and disabled person and as a woman. Those are things that I don't care what the organization is. Discriminating against people cannot be tolerated. Discriminating against people on the basis of race, sex,
Religion.
disability, and orientation. At the end of the day, you have to learn to stand up for yourself, because not everybody is willing to do that. And so for me, I was the catalyst for myself. I was the voice to stand up for myself, to overcome that and make friends. I think when you can turn a negative into a positive, amen, then you begin to have doors open up in your life. And I don't know
That's
if
what.
anybody on here believes in God or whatever. If you do, find it. If you don't, cool. In America, you got the right to choose. But I believe in God because all the stuff that happened in my life. I also lost my sister this past year. My sister died, at the age of 30, 35. My sister died at 35. I'm 34. And so my sister has been a big part of my life and is no longer here. And my sister would, talk to me on the phone. My sister helped me financially when she could with small amounts of money, whatever it is. Maybe it would be $10 or $20, something like that. But she was always my backbone, and I could talk to my sister when I was going through things in my life. And so having people after her death surrounding myself with people that
Correct.
have the best interest in me, that aren't trying to exploit me for millions of dollars to make money, or they're not trying to take advantage of me in other ways. They're trying to help me overcome the problems in my life. Those are the kind of people that you want in your life, no matter what you're doing, whether if you're a swimmer or if you work at a job. Surround yourself with people that care about you and that love you.
Yes.
Seriously. I'm dead serious.
Seriously, this point need to be conveyed to a CEO or to a bigger person, but as a human person, as a
Right.
humanity, generally throughout the world, we have to create this thing that every life matters, and that's why you can see a slogan also: humanizing relationship globally. You can see on top of the screen.
Yes, I see that. I see
Yes.
that. And that's powerful because everybody, and I've always said this, in America, we say Black Lives Matter because we're only 13% of the population. I need people to understand this because I don't know, where, what part of the world they're in or whatever. But the reason that we say that here in the United States is because we're tired as Black folks um, of being marginalized and called niggers by people and having Confederate flags waved in our faces and nooses waved in our faces. I've had stuff when I was in Special Olympics. I had a girl draw a noose on her hand and wave it in my face. Had a person draw a Confederate flag on their wrist and wave it in my face. So at the end of the day, those things cannot be tolerated. I believe in myself that their life matters, but I also, as a black person, want to see that my life matters. And that's
But
why we say that. We're not saying that to say that white people's lives don't matter or no one else matters. We're saying as black people that we want the same that any other race wants. We
okay,
want a family. We want children. We want to live. I just want to live. Remember that song that black guy sang? I want to live. At the end of the day, people don't want to die. And
yeah,
that's what we saying as black people, that we should not be killed needlessly by the police or even other people thinking they the police. You got people out here that think that they can take the law into their own hands, especially in a state like Texas where guns are legal here. You can
yes.
walk down the street with a gun and there's nothing no one is going to say to you. That is why it is scary to live where I
So,
live because
Aston,
yes,
sorry to interrupt you. I'm coming
yes,
now to the solution.
yes. What
Let's
is our
discuss the
solution?
solution. The real problem is there. There is discrimination. There is
Yes,
marginalization.
right,
There is profiling. He is Indian, Pakistani,
right.
Bangladeshi. Yeah. So
Yes.
all this profiling, who has done it?
I've
We.
had all the profiling. I see, this is the thing in my life. I've really never had problems in the say community with people really. Unless I go to rallies or protests or things like that. But in the community, in the public, I've had, some things, but not too bad. When I was in Special Olympics, I got racially profiled to the nth degree. It was real
Agree.
bad.
So, so,
Um,
so, what is the solution when you are being racially,
I spoke out. I
yes,
tried to speak out about it. I tried to go to authorities. And
correct.
when
So
I
one
went
is
to a when I
one is
went
to
to a
reach out to authorities. The
I
second thing
did.
is the tool which we have in our hand.
Right.
That's the social media.
Well, I went to social media, but I also reached out. When I say authorities, I also reached out to a police department because I did not feel safe about a person threatening to do harm to me.
Correct. Agree.
And
So,
so I got in trouble by Special Olympics and kicked out the program and told to never come back. Right.
yeah,
I gave 28 years of my life to their program and they exploited me for millions of dollars. That's also has to stop. All these organizations that use disabled people to make money and does not allow them to get paid. When I was in Special Olympics, you're not allowed to have an LLC. You're not allowed to have books in your name. You're not allowed to profit off of yourself. You're allowed to go work at Walmart or do some needless job, but you're not allowed to be a radio host, public, anything in the public. You're not allowed to do as an athlete because
so
they can.
Aston, that's what I was coming for. That
Yeah,
now we have technology. Can't you believe in that?
I do.
We need to learn that we need to communicate that positive vibe everywhere.
And
That
the
yes,
positive vibe is this, is that even though I have had all these racial things that we mentioned today happen to me, I know that my God helps me overcome them. And I've
that's all.
overcome them through a book. You overcome them by putting a pen to a page. You overcome them if you can't write, physically write. You can get a ghostwriter and tell your story and they'll record your story. There are
Agree.
ways to commercialize. I'm trying to help people with information. You go to a commercial publicist, you go to somebody that can accept your story without telling you to pay them. A real publisher or somebody, they're not going to ask you to pay them money up front. They might say, I'm going to take 10% of sales, but they're not going to ask you
To
to
pay.
pay, right, to pay. And
So,
so
so
that's
Esther,
kind of what I did.
yeah, these are the real solutions and ideas
Right.
which are coming from the youngsters or young people like you. And we
Okay.
would like to pass such kind of message to our future generation
Yeah.
that if Aston can do it, if Darshan can do it, everyone else can do it. Be positive, be God fearing, be loving to the humans.
That's right.
Embrace each other.
And help each other financially. If you see somebody in all seriousness that they don't have money, that's another problem. Stop judging people. And I think over here in our society, uh, speaking for America, I can't speak for other places, but in America, they too judgmental over here and hateful. And we have a new president that's going to try to upright that ship and make that ship go this way, make that ship go straight, so that the hatred and bigotry and that type of stuff, is it going to be eliminated overnight? No, but we now have a president called President Biden, oh God, that's not fit to tolerate the hatred and the attack on our capital. Those are things that cannot ever happen. And the reason I want y'all to look this information up, the Oklahoma City bomber was a white supremacist, right? And so when he blew up people, 100-some people died in Oklahoma. He was a white supremacist. So what I'm trying to tell people is, white supremacy is dangerous because there are more white people than black folks. We're only 13% of the population. You did not see black people. You didn't see us storming no Capitol. So at the end of the day, you have to take all that negative, and that's what we've got a new president for. He's going to take all that negative and say, what is it that I can do to make this right?
I'll interrupt you over here.
Yes.
If all the work is being done by a president, all the work, what Ashton and his 50 friends will do? Do we have to do some work, like, Lincoln used to say, yeah?
Yeah, that's another thing. We all have to work. We can't just sit back. I see where you're coming from. You can't just sit back and depend on the president to do all the work. You as an individual, if you have a voice, right, then you need to speak out. If you see something, say something. And at the end of the day, you got too many people in the United States who sit on their butt and they don't say anything. You got too many people that don't do anything to help the marginalized come up this way like this. Okay. And that's a problem. Yeah. But
another thing. You are saying that there are 10% of the people who are marginalized, correct? Remaining 90% are good. They are not, correct? But out of that 90%, no, I'm saying, listen to it carefully. Out of that 90%, do you feel that other 30% do love black people?
I would say it's a higher percentage of than that love black people. I just know that the small groups that don't love black people and they show hatred, that makes people look bad as a whole, because it doesn't matter. We know that all white people aren't racist. I have white friends. We understand that. But when you have a small pocket of people that are willing to commit crimes, that are willing to hurt somebody else in the name of Donald Trump, or, you know what I mean? They did these things in the guises, under the disguises of Donald Trump. We're doing this because if you listen to the news, they've even said they did this because of Donald Trump. They didn't do this because somebody betted money. No, they did this on their own with their own intuitions to go do this. They chose to do that. And so those folks who choose to continue to participate in marginalizing other people, guess what? Jobs will not want to hire you. People will not want to hire you.
I want to stop you here, Ashton. I want to stop you here.
Yes.
The word called hope.
Hope, okay.
That being Gandhi in India. You must have heard about Gandhi. Gandhi, the father of the nation for India.
Okay. Gandhi.
And Nelson Mandela.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep. Both has kicked out the British from their own country.
Because they created apartheid there. Who wants dude, I would kick the British out too, hell. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. But the British, the reason they got kicked up out of there is because they tried to create apartheid in Africa and in parts of India. Nobody, no, let me tell you something. Nobody wants to live behind a wall. And that is literally, even the Berlin Wall was created by white people. Berlin Wall. Where's Berlin? Is that in Africa? No. So that is a problem. When you have people literally coming in and dividing territory, land,
Yes.
saying that I'm keeping it 100. When you have a person, I don't care who it is, that comes in there, whether you got money. Look at the Indians. Look what happened here in America. White people came here. America has not been the same since white man touched it. Not to be mean, but other races have had problems, but white people have industrialized a lot of stuff. Where has the Industrial Revolution come from? The Industrial Revolution was brought about with many differences, but when it was brought about, they came into Africa, Australia, into these places with steam engines and whatever else, and they used those train tracks to literally divide entire nations. Literally,
Yes. So
America.
now, okay.
I'm serious.
Yes, you're very clear, and everyone knows what is the history, correct?
Yes, apartheid was apartheid. Yeah,
Yes.
it's
So
bad.
everyone knows what has passed.
Yes, they
Everyone
do.
knows what is present.
What's present is hope.
Yes, it's
What's
horrible.
present?
It's
What's
horrible.
what's present right now is we got a new president. We
Yes,
can now turn the page as a country, and we like.
yes.
I have hope because I can tell my story freely. Under Donald Trump's presidency, I didn't feel safe. You know
Okay.
what I mean? To tell any type of story to
Yes,
anybody.
yes. I
And
have a point
so,
to make here, Aston.
yes,
So we were having a past,
yeah,
very, very, very gloomy past, very bad past.
yes.
We are now looking at a present which looks good.
Looks great. Excellent.
Yeah.
That's right.
But together, black, white, brown, or whatever color, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs,
Right.
whomsoever, can we all come together,
We
talk
should.
like this
We should.
as
In
a
America,
friends, as exchange ideas in humbleness, as a
okay.
human being, without fighting, without arguing? Yes, there will be disagreements. Disagreement,
Right.
there's no problem. But we should not be fighting. We should not pick up the gun and shoot others.
Well, well, you know, the last president, and the funny that you say that the last president, Donald Trump, talked about walking up the street and killing a person. And this is what he said, and quote, I can walk up the street and kill another human being, and I will still have my followers.
So,
Paraphrasing. In other words, he won't get in trouble for killing a
so
person, is what
no,
he believes.
once again, I am saying is that is past. Let's forget the past.
That's the past. That's
Let's
the past.
remember the lesson of the past. What we have learned from the past, let's learn that. But
And what
let's live in the present and plan for the future.
and what I'm doing right now
Yes.
is
So
just
that
that,
is,
planning for the future, because
yes.
we don't know what God has in store, and quite frankly, this
So
pandemic, we don't know. This looks really good, dude. Real good. What is that? Somebody chatting there with you?
yeah. So this is what your future is.
Wow.
Swimming upstream to realize the dream.
That's right.
Agree?
That's right.
So Aston has a dream, and the
You.
world is there to help you to make that dream true. We
That's
have
right.
Dr. Aziza here.
Okay.
She is a great person. Have an interview with her. We are here with all different backgrounds.
Okay.
We are all here for positivity,
Good.
for future. We do
That's
not
good.
talk past. Why? Because past is
It's
always
bad.
dirty. It's
Right.
dirty. It's
Right.
mess.
Yeah.
It's gone. I cannot correct the past.
Nobody can.
Yes, I can
Nobody.
correct my present. I
You
can
can.
live in present and I can make money if I am in connect with right people. And
Yeah, you
I
can.
can make my future as well as future of my future generations, so that nobody has to say black life matters again.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm trying to push it that way. Yeah, I hope that we don't have to keep chanting that our lives matter. Um, and I think that when you take that positive and you step forward and you say, I want to be a positive person, God knows I want positivity. And nothing wrong with telling people your past as long as you can pick up the pieces, put it together, keep your feet moving. And that's what I'm doing. In the middle of a pandemic, I could be sitting here moping and crying and stuff. Instead, go write a book instead
another
of,
thing, Ashton.
yeah,
Yes. So while pandemic, you were having two choices: whether not to do anything
right,
and to do write a book to motivate others.
right,
You have had a second choice.
right.
Can you motivate hundred thousands, 10,000 people using your books? That
I
if
can. I mean, before the pandemic, I was speaking in front of a lot of people, and in Special Olympics, I was doing speeches and stuff for them in front of people. But
so
with the pandemic,
so
yeah, I would
so,
love to do this over the internet.
so
Yes,
one of my humble request, if possible, forget, forgive those who have done injustice in past.
right,
Make your life present a beautiful one with
right.
those who are ready to help you, and
Amen.
and bring a transformation in the society in such a way that your kids, your grandkids, and their grandkids
Right.
never have to come on the street and say black life matters.
Yeah,
Everybody will see that black people or the people are our assets. They
they
are
are, but we're not.
unshakable part of our society, and that can be done. Aston,
We
believe me,
can.
that can be done.
It
Yes,
can.
and it
It
is
can.
happening. I will show you the part of India. In India, we were having four different communities. Those who just clean the garbage was one kind of community. Those who do the trade, another. Those who does warriors, another. And those who does preaching, preachers.
Okay.
There were four clear divisions, and with consistent effort of government, this is vanishing slowly, but definitely it is vanishing. And now,
Why was there a division in the, a preacher is not, being a preacher is not divisive. Cleaning a carpet is not a bad career. Why would people be so divided about the careers over there? I would think
no,
everybody would be
no, no,
happy for one
no,
another
it
to
was
have a
not
job.
career. It was not career device. If you read history of India, they were not even allowed to do intermarriage. They were not allowed to enter certain premises. So it was huge taboo. But the taboo is going gradually with a
Well,
willingness of
and that's the same with America. There was stuff like that over here. You couldn't marry somebody, all this other stuff. But if America had to get it together, because if America wants to be prosperous, you can't discriminate against people, because what'll happen is the country will fail and end up in a civil war if you just continue to discriminate. We almost had a war on our back steps at the
true,
Capitol. Come on, man. Come on. You know
true.
what I mean?
So, so, so that's what Aston. What I'm saying is, let's start living in present and plan for future. Future is very bright for us. Those who are marginalizing us, ignoring us, abusing us,
Right?
keep distance from them. You are better at your home. We do not
Right.
want to come and fight with you. We do not want to train you. You are illiterate. Remain illiterate. We just would like to love those who would like to love
Right.
us.
Right. That's
So,
right.
and there are a lot many people that are ready to love us. I think your book will be loved by so many. And I really wish, once again, I show the picture of your book, which will,
And when will that be up, sir, on your YouTube? Will this interview be up on YouTube later today?
right now, it is on YouTube.
Oh, wow. So they'll be able to replay it and go see it. Okay.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
excited because I'm going to share this whole interview with people because you did such a good job doing this. I mean, it looks very nice. This is something that I'm going to show people today because getting on a podcast like this and a gentleman like yourself reaching out to me, it means a lot to me. And I know for me, upon closing, I always end with a prayer. I don't know how that works over there, but I do pray. And the positive part of my story is prayer. That's how I overcome a lot of things by praying to God. And so
Mhm.
at this time, I want to give a prayer of thanks to you, certainly, and what you're doing today to help me. Thank you to the folks on this podcast or program who have taken the time out of their lives to listen to uh, what I have to say. And thank you for the folks who continue to do things like this, like him. At this time, I come to God. Thank you,
Thanks a
Heavenly
lot.
Father,
And
for
I really will recommend you to many other podcasters who can come and help you in
okay.
making your book a success. So,
That's
wish you
right.
all the success for your launch of the books, and keep writing, keep inspiring people.
I
With that,
will, and I will inspire people. I want to end with this prayer, if you don't mind. Because I always pray at the end of my stuff, and I'm grateful for you. And this prayer goes to you. And so at this time, I come to God. I'm grateful. At this time, I come to God. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for every single thing, every person, everywhere. Thank
thanks
you,
a
oh
lot.
Heavenly Father, for those
Thank-
that
Yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
thanks a lot, and God bless America.
Thank you too, and God bless you, man. You take care of yourself. I can't wait to see this on YouTube, so I should be able to click on the link after this interview, and then I can go ahead and share this interview with those in this country who were not up at 8 o'clock today or
Sure.
8:30. And I'm going to go ahead and re-fire this over the internet and on LinkedIn so that those on LinkedIn they were not able to watch. I will share. So thank you so much. The YouTube link, if you want to go ahead and send that to me, and then I'll go ahead and share that and get that going. God bless you, man, and everybody in. You said India is where you're
I'm
located.
in
India,
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yes.
You know a lot about India. Okay. Mexico then. For the folks in Mexico,
I
shout
am
out to you.
I am Indian, but I live in Mexico.
But you okay, that was okay, my bad. I'm sorry. So he's Indian, but he lives in Mexico. So for all the folks who are in Mexico City and other cities, thank y'all so much, man. And I hope to do more with this gentleman as my book grows. I will begin to also have some good news for everybody here once I get my website up. This is life changing. I need y'all to know this. I will be working with a company called NASA. They will be making a machine that takes care of SARS-2, which is coronavirus. Essentially, it takes it out of the air so that people don't die. And if I can get with uh, different places. We'll figure out how to show you guys once I get my website up, sir. I'll share that link with you and you can find out about it yourself if you'd like.
Thanks a lot, and see you. Bye bye.
God bless you, man. You take care of yourself. I had a great time today and I will play this on YouTube. Send me the link and I'll share it after we get off of here. So send me the link to YouTube and I'll